that would conduct armed robberies of jewelry stores up and down the East Coast.
Well, wasn't he making money doing hip hop?
I think it's never enough. It's never enough, Matt Cox. It's never enough. Armed with heavy automatic weaponry and sledgehammers, Glizzy and his boys hit 2 jewelry stores in New Jersey and one in my hometown of Jacksonville, Florida. One of these you go in there with the automatic weapons, you take over the store, they begin smashing the display cases, taking stuff. They thought this through, though. They rented cars for their getaways using rental cars from like Hertz or Avis or whatever. But then before they actually did the job, they went and stole license plates and replaced the plates on the rental car with stolen license plates so they couldn't be detected. The targets were Asian-owned stores selling heavy gold jewelry of high purity, very popular among hip-hoppers. Okay. They would make off with the loot. They melted some of the gold into bars and fenced it in Miami with like a dude who would buy melted gold. The total value of the jewelry, they're probably good for way more than 3 robberies, but Glizzy's crew, they got him dead to rights on 3 of them. They stole nearly $5 million. Now, the whole thing came undone when a member of his crew left an AR-15 used in one of the heists in the back of an Uber. Right? Sometimes you get out of the Uber fast. Maybe the guy doesn't.
I can't tell you how many times I've left my.
The FBI and the ATF are able to trace that weapon to the robberies and begin picking off Glizzy's crew one by one, gaining cooperation along the way. They're all pointing at Taliban Glizzy, right? He's clearly the ringleader. He gets charged federally along with 14 members of his crew who were involved in one or more of the robberies. 14 guys. That's a big crew. Glizzy's hype men hype men is what we call the people in hip hop who are kind of supporting the main guy. They're being sentenced one by one, with the early cooperators getting the best deal. So that's what happens. But Glizzy is the ringleader. Okay, so ignore the other his cohorts. I'm not going to make you guess 15 people's sentences. But Glizzy, ringleader, federal prison. Another poet of the streets taken from us too soon, Matt Cox. How much time do you think he got?
You had to look up this stuff. Did he go to trial?
Nope.
Pled guilty?
Pled guilty.
He figured he didn't want to force his 14 other co-defendants to have to testify
There were a lot
against
of people. There were a lot of people out there who were lining up against him. Let's say he has a criminal history. I'm going to go out on a limb and say this wasn't Taliban Glizzy's first rodeo.
25 years?
25 years in prison for 3 robberies? I'm just asking, my man. I want to make sure you're comfortable with this.
They have. I don't want to say it wrong. Did you say it was an AR-15?
Yeah.
You said. Well, first you said. Did you say machine guns when you said they went in, or did you say?
I think it said automatic weapons.
Yeah, automatic weapons. So semi-automatic weapons.
Whatever. Yeah, I'm not a gun guy.
Yeah. So
I carry one. I don't know how they work.
So these got semi-automatic weapons. They're breaking sledgehammers. These are takeover robberies.
Without question. Yeah.
He's dead to rights.
Yeah.
What? Like they're probably telling him you're looking at 45 years.
Yeah.
So
now, do you give him a discount for his contribution to the culture, Matt Cox?
I think he will.
If he played a banjo, you would.
I think he'll have.
Racist.
I think he'll have more of an impact in prison.
If he was in a jug band, you'd like him a lot more, I think.
Oh, my God. Let's see. I think 25 years.
All right.
What's wrong with 25? Yeah.
I have no problem with it. I just want to make sure you're comfortable with it. 25 years is your guess?
Yes.
All right. Taliban Glizzy sentence, pled guilty, of course, 18 years, 3 months. I don't think we're there.
No, 22 was like the threshold, somewhere 22 and a half.
Yeah. So today when you're driving home, let's turn off that country stuff and turn on some Taliban Glizzy.
I should have said.
Pour some out for the brother.
I should have. Oh.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
Yeah.
That's too bad. I was teetering between 20 and 25.
I think you guessed high because you're not into hip hop. You have a bias against my culture. So The old mafia, the kind of La Cosa Nostra, is pretty much a shell of itself if they exist anymore.
Yeah.
Due to the
Your people did a real number on those.
kind of, yeah. At the FBI started cutting the head off the beast, and a lot of their games, a lot of what they were doing, was funded by illegal gambling and stuff like that, and that's legal pretty much everywhere. A lot of the marijuana usage is legal. The prostitution, something you can kind of get anywhere right now. It's kind of all gone online. You don't need a mafia anymore. If you were to watch television in the movies, they like to dramatize the idea of the Russian mob being a very big thing. My question for a man who spent some time among criminals: you ever deal with any Russian mobsters inside?
I met some guys that were in the, they made it seem like it was different, but the Romanian mob, I met several Romanian mobsters.
Yeah.
I don't know that there's a difference, but
well, no, it's interesting you should say that, because this case that I want to talk to you about is about the Russian mob, but it's the Azerbaijan faction of the Russian mob. I don't know how their org chart works, but evidently there's, it's not just the Azerbaijan mob. Azerbaijan's a country, and evidently there is a faction of Russian mobsters who are Azerbaijani, who, and that's their thing. So some foreign names in this one, some foreign characters. I'll do my best to simplify it for the audience. But our hero in the story is a female journalist named Masih Alinejad. Okay? She's originally from Iran. She writes books and articles about how bad Iran is, about human rights abuses and stuff like that. She's a U.S. citizen. She naturalized in 2019, so she's one of us now, Matt Cox. And the government of Iran hates her, because she's constantly writing very true stories about the horrific things they do to their own people. And the Iranian government hated her so much that they wanted her dead, Matt Cox. And so they hire 2 hitmen from the Azerbaijan faction of the Russian mob to murder this American citizen on U.S. soil. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Russian mobsters were Rafit Amarov. I'm sorry, there's 3 of them. Polad Amarov with an O, and Khalid Mediev. Their names are kind of unimportant because we'll get there. The Iranians pay these 3 mobsters $500,000 for the hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
They really didn't like her.
Khalid was going to be the trigger man. Okay. The money coming from, so that we're using money coming from the government of Iran. Khalid goes out and buys an assault rifle, 2 magazines, 66 rounds of ammo, gloves, and a mask to kill this woman, this journalist, for writing articles and books that are true. Now, these Russian mobsters and Iranian government forgot one thing, that the FBI keeps very close tabs on Russian mobsters and Iranian government officials, using wiretaps and human informants. My boys were all over both groups, and seeing them come together like this did not warm their hearts, Matt Cox. It was a source of alarm. And Khalid begins conducting surveillance of Masih, the journalist's home, while the FBI is conducting surveillance on Khalid, because they're watching this unfold. And they're like, this is too close for comfort, and knowing that he's obtained the weapons, he's bought the gloves, he's done these things, and now he's outside her house watching her. And so
they've got surveillance on him, right?
Yeah.
Like 24 hours a day. Okay.
Yeah. And because there's an investigation open. So the NYPD, which is on a lot of these task forces, and our New York office of the FBI works so closely with NYPD, they're almost indistinguishable. They pull over Khalid's car, and the cops find the AK-47, a ton of cash, the gloves, and a ski mask. All 3 mobs, they have enough wiretap and stuff like that. All 3 mobsters are charged with their role in the murder plot. Khalid pleads guilty, and he's awaiting sentencing. The other 2 guys, Rafit and Polad, so Khalid's the one who actually had the gun. Leave him aside. He has not been sentenced yet. But the other 2 guys who were in on this conspiracy, taking the money, planning it on the phone, they got them dead to rights. They go to trial, found guilty at trial. And the other guy pled guilty. The actual trigger man pled guilty. I don't think he cooperated against the other 2 guys, but it doesn't matter because we're not talking about him. Masih, the journalist, lives on, and she keeps reporting on the Iranian regime, but she's constantly looking over her shoulder. Brave lady, I think we have to say. And that's what happened. So both, I'm going to give you this because you don't need to separate the 2. Both men were given the exact same sentence for their part in this murder for hire plot. but neither one was going to be the trigger man, but both were absolutely involved every step of the way. Khalid, the trigger man, pled guilty and is awaiting sentencing. The two guys who went to trial are the ones who are sentenced. And how many years?
20 apiece?
20 years each for a shot that was never fired.
Oh, they were going to kill her. I mean, I don't doubt that they were going to kill her.
Oh, I think that's clear.
Right.
But you know and I know that there's a bit of a discount for not doing it.
Yeah, but they went to trial.
They did. And they were found guilty.
Yeah. 17 years?
I'm not trying to talk you off it. I
Yeah,
just
you
want to
are.
make no. I just want to make sure you are fully informed before you make your guess. I want you to consider every angle so you can make an informed decision.
Trial. They went to trial. 20 years. 20 years.
I want to hear it as a sentence, not a
They
question.
came over to the United States. You know what I'm saying? You came here, you got the money, you set the whole thing up. You went to trial. You could have gotten 10 or 12 or something, way less.
Had they taken a plea?
Had you taken a plea, I mean, 20 years seems appropriate.
Okay.
They went to trial. You could have cooperated against the other guy. Like, come on. Like,
I'm not disagreeing with you.
Yeah, 20 years.
20 years? That's final answer?
Yeah, you're killing a journalist.
Yeah, I can't do that.
No, I mean, you can kill people in general, but you're killing a journalist.
A human rights journalist. Kind of proving her point.
Yeah.
Right? Like her whole thing is
was it in
her,
question?
Her whole thing is that the government of Iran is really bad.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they decide to hire these goons to kill her.
20.
20 years?
Yeah.
The correct answer is 25 years in prison.
Nice. What about the, was it Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, the journalist Conman, they dismembered the guy. Yeah.
Did you hear about that, Colby? So he's a journalist writing.
Khashoggi.
Writing,
For the Washington Post.
Yeah, writing. He's a journalist writing for the Washington Post about
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia and what human
rights
violence.
yeah.
And they don't the sheik or who runs Saudi Arabia. I can picture him.
Yeah, I don't know what you call him.
Yeah, he's not happy. He didn't say favorable things about his his government. So he kind of puts in like hey, we need to get rid of this guy. And so the guy is going to get married. And he goes to the embassy and goes into the embassy to get some kind of a license or something that he needs. Like, hey, I'm going to just sign up. We're getting married and this and that. And to a nice woman. And he goes in there and she's kind of waiting around. And she comes around. He's in there.